Hey, greetings everybody. I know that, it's not something that most people would be particularly proud of, but I am really pleased that I was finally able to execute the hop I had tried out of Chicago, heading west on the overland route, or at least the Chicago northwestern portion of the overland route. So I headed west, and this is the first segment in that video. I'm wearing a different hat tonight, this one from Ogden, Utah, because my favorite bobcat hat blew off in the middle of Wyoming, so I'm going to have to hit my nephew up for a little bobcat swag to replace that thing. But anyway, it was an interesting hop, to say the least, but sometimes you don't get a ride when you want, and things don't always go as planned. But it was off to a pretty iffy start because I ran into these two guys, and they benefited from my experiences of how not to do this hop, so I helped them catch a ride out of Chicago as well, Brendan and Cameron. But the three of us were just simply walking in sort of a right-of-way under power lines, nothing. We weren't on railroad property, and we weren't in people's yards or anything. We were just behind some buildings as we walked between streets, and there was a guy walking a dog, and he headed into one of the buildings. And next thing you know, the police are there wondering what we're up to. It's like, what? You see three people with packs on, and you call the police? What the hell's wrong with people, I'll never understand being that paranoid of humanity. But anyway, the police were very nice. I think they were thinking, what an asshole that guy was, because they didn't care. They could care less. They didn't want to check IDs, warrants, anything else. They just chatted with us for a minute, and that was that. So, I don't know. I guess I have more trust in humanity than most people. But anyway, here we go. I'm on board a train anyway. In an intermodal yard. Definitely sketchy. But I don't know if I'll show up or not. Pretty nervous. It's actually kind of cool tonight. I've got my sweatshirt on already. I'm riding dirty face at night. Makes it for better visibility. But anyway, I'm hoping we leave pretty soon. I don't really want to sit here overnight and have people wandering around in the morning. We shall see. Feels good to be on a train having an adventure, though, I'll tell you that right now. Well, I think we're finally getting ready to leave this intermodal facility. I gotta be careful, though. There's people around. I think they hook power up to our string of cars, and then we're gonna pick up that string next to us. I can't see it, but there's a container right there, and then mine. It's going to be a pretty long train, I think. We'll see. But anyway, I've been laying here, napping on and off for several hours. Well, it might have taken me 3 attempts, but I'm riding westbound out of Chicago. That's the first time I've managed to pull that off. It's like 2:30 in the morning, so and it's pretty chilly. But we'll roll through all these little Chicago suburbs. Quiet neighborhoods. Although there's a lot of train traffic along here because it's Petra. lights. We've got a train coming on this track next to us. Office building probably full of cubicles. Well, time to stretch out and get a little sleep.
Claude Vanguard.
Oh, Vanguard, go ahead.
I just didn't know how long are you thinking before you'll be down this way.
For about 20 minutes out or so.
Roger, I'm going to stay open then. I just wanted to give you a heads up.
Alright, I appreciate it.
I got to give a quick shout out to Bobby, the bridge operator. You'll hear her on the radio. She was kind enough to share information with me about how she has to operate the bridge so that the boats are not delayed. It gets very expensive for the railroad if they hold up any of these barges. So fascinating that this has been going on for over 100 years now. And the bridge operators have to know what they're doing. So Bobby, thanks for filling me in and educating me. sitting here in Clinton, Iowa. I realize my camera, I'm using a little tiny portable tripod, and my camera's making it lean. But anyway, yeah, so finally made it out of Chicago. I feel pretty proud of myself to pull that hop off after failing twice, but it was middle of the night kind of thing. There we go. And man, I'm beat. You know, it just I spent the day getting video of barges and some boats on the Mississippi. I love these river towns with their swing bridges and the history that goes on here. You know, pretty fascinating stuff. That bridge, the swing bridge, over 100 years old. I know their days are numbered. You know, they're risky operations to have your, basically, your main route hinge upon 119 or whatever it is year old piece of equipment that you can't get parts for. You got to make them. But anyway, so yeah, so I've been just relaxing, kind of recovering today, trying to get a nap in. But Iowa's got these little biting ants, and damn it, they are annoying, you know, stinging, I guess is a better word. They're a little on the order of fire ants, but not as bad. But anyway, I wanted to change the timing of my trip just a little bit, so I got off here in Clinton, and now I'm going to get back on the next stack train that stops, so I'm getting ready to get packed up so that I can be prepared for that. And that's what's going on. So yeah, out and about, and it feels good, man. I had to put some shade up. It's a gorgeous day, but you know, you're stripping clothes off during the daytime, and I had my stocking cap on last night, and I can tell you it was a bit chilly, but anyway, can't complain about today, that's for sure. Well, my train is rolling in, but it's blocked by this coal scuttle, and I don't want to climb over it. It could be leaving any second. And then there's a goddamn Canadian Pacific train sitting there. Oh boy, I don't know what's gonna happen here. Yeah, we're gonna go for it. Oh man, that's really short today. Well, and I know that Canadian Pacific train's gonna see me. Wow, that is really short. I think I'm gonna have to wait for the next one. By the time I walk up there, it'll be gone. It's amazing how you can sit here all day and only have a couple trains come through, and then you get one stop and block your access, and then you get a short train to boot. Doggone it. Oh well.